are live. Welcome to Glammaz Closet, guys. I have my coffee. Good morning. Happy Sunday, everyone. Happy Sunday. This is my sister's cup. My sister got that for me. I thought that was cute. She is very thoughtful. So I owe y'all an apology for the past couple of Sundays. You know, if you didn't see my live last Sunday night, lots been going on, but I am de-stressing. I am streamlining things. I'm making things better, and I got some help. And so it's all good. It's all good. Things are going wonderfully. I will be probably taking the majority of July off. December. Oh my God. It is June the 1st. Happy June. I've got three more auction appearances this week, and then I'm gonna be shying away from auctions until the end of summer. My first one is tonight at 3:00 p.m. Central Standard Time. At 3 p.m. or Central Daylight Time, I guess. At 3:00 tonight, I will be with Mark and Michael, and Johnny is the other special guest on the Two Old Guys Vintage and Resell. And I am bringing heat, and I mean heat. So you're going to want to definitely tune in. The jewelry jars have things that I have never sold in jewelry jars before. And some of them have... there's a little bit of everything. Is all I'm going to say. And I will let that be the surprise, but it is a huge surprise. And then Thursday, I'm selling with Ella during the day on Ella's auction from 1 o'clock my time, 12 o'clock Eastern, I think, or 1 Eastern, 12 my time until about 4:30 my time, or 4 o'clock my time, 5 o'clock her time. And then we have a very, very special third annual Classy Crap auction on Thursday. Jennifer, thank you so much for dropping this link. The third annual Classy Crap auction. If you haven't been to the Pride auction, I strongly recommend that you go. There are so many giveaway items. I have giveaways to start with. I have giveaways in the middle. I have giveaways at the end. And again, the giveaways are, I'm not playing around. I'm bringing the heat. So I hope that you can join us on Thursday night and help support those LGBTQ plus members of our community. And for those members of our community, I will be sending out your information this evening after my auction with Mark and Mike. So let's say good morning to everyone who's here. Good morning, Brenda Reed. Mwah, tackle hug, sugar. It's good to see you. Ashley Reed, good morning, honey. I hope you're doing great. And happy summer, right? Happy summer. It's good to see you, Ashley. Look at your pretty face. Good morning, Jennifer Hayes. Mwah. Hello, gorgeous. Thank you so much for being here. And good morning, gorgeous, to you. I know, right? It's a shocker. Daisy's Creations. Good morning, Dee. Hello, honey. How are you? Good morning. Happy Sunday. And there is the link for the Two Old Guys Sunday sale that I'll be on today. And again, I'm bringing a jewelry jar that is I'm not entirely sure anybody's brought this particular element to the jewelry jars, and that's all I'm going to say. Good morning, Perla. I almost said good morning, Precious. Good morning, Precious. Good morning, Perla. It's good to see you. Hi, sweetheart. I hope you're doing great. Mommy Lillian, good morning, good morning. Hugs over there and hugs across the pond. And I hope your tea is delicious today. Claudette, good morning. Look how sultry and sexy Claudette is in her picture. I love it. I love it, girl. Yes. And thank you for the watches, Claudette. Don't think I don't see that. Tell all your friends to come out and show some support. That's right. That's right. This Pride auction is truly my pride and joy. It is at 6 p.m. Central Time. That would be let's see, it's 7 Central, so it's 6 p.m. Central, so 7 p.m. Eastern. In Great Britain, it's 11 p.m. that evening. No, midnight. In Great Britain, it's midnight, so it's kind of late in Great Britain. The pick is 6 years old. Well, it has aged wonderfully. My brony son loves the pony I bought from you. Oh, good. I'm so glad. My Little Pony is a very, very big deal with some people. Just a reminder, Buffalo Picker, defend the hustle tonight. That chat is lit, and it's always good. It's always good content. It's always good information. He shares information that any other reseller would not share, and especially for like Amazon and like ungating and how to get started on that. No, I've aged terribly. Oh, honey, no. I refuse to believe that. Yeah, he's always got great information. And it's a very good thing. How is Grandpa? He has finally reached, sort of. He's finally reached the end of all of the 17-hour days. He worked 9 17-hour days in a row, guys, and he worked 11 days in a row in general. And he's got another stretch of about 11 days coming up in a row. Not the 17-hour days, but one of them is a 16-hour day. So they're still recovering. The tornado recovering in St. Louis is they're like, oh, okay, everybody's got their electricity back. Well, yeah, but you still have to repair the lines. You still have to you still have to repair. There were a lot of poles that were ripped out of the ground. You still have to, coordinate things from turning off the big electricity to make sure it's fixed and all of that stuff. I mean, it's just crazy. And Jennifer, I have no idea how they can work somebody that long. Honestly, it just drove me nuts. And I missed my husband terribly. He is my best friend. I do have good best friends, but he's my bestie. And it really took a toll on both of us. Good morning, Michael, my angel. Mwah. Good morning, honey. How are you? How are things in Texas? They still need breaks. They need sleep so no accidents happen. Yes. And he was getting, the weird thing is that he tends to thrive on either 10 hours or 4 hours. There's no in between. So if he's getting 4 hours of sleep, he actually tends to work pretty well and thrive on that, which is weird, which is very, very weird. I do have a quick update on me poking the Poshmark bear with the stick. I have in the past 2 weeks, I've done relists, like the automatic relist on my Posher VA, on 3 separate occasions, and I've done a minimum of 18, and most of them were 25 of items, and I did 60 days exactly, and have yet to have anything from Poshmark tell me that, and it like automatically delist and relist stuff. So I really believe that Poshmark bots are trying to figure out who's doing cross postings, and maybe that has something to do with it, because what I don't do is cross list my items. If I sell something on eBay, I sell it on eBay. If I sell it on Posh, I sell it on Posh. I don't cross list. And so it seems like those are the ones that tend to get in trouble. So that's the only thing I can think of. They've figured out how to peg somebody, because Veronica got a warning from Poshmark. for delisting. And so I'm not sure. Hey Mitka, can you let me know, did you get a warning or did you get an actual suspension? And good morning, Ronnie. Tackle hugs. Mwah. Hello, gorgeous. There is my Veronica Mitka right there. So Ronnie, if you could tell me, let me know. I don't remember if you got suspended or if you got a warning about suspension. Let us know. But they clocked her tea for sure. They clocked her tea. I got a warning. Okay, after delisting 40 items, I sent a thread up. I don't know how many of them I actually relisted, though. Okay. Yeah, it's weird. It's almost like, I guess it's the mass delisting so much as not relist. I don't know. But they figured out who's cross. They started to figure out who's cross posting and who's not, I think. And I just delisted about 15 more also to send a thread up and haven't gotten suspended yet. Good. When I was in dental nursing, I worked four 12-hour days, 8 to 8. Wow. See, a 12-hour day is still a long day. It takes a mental toll on you. It really does. And the company did their best to take care of the employees. I mean, they did fantastic as far as like feeding them and making sure they had plenty of snacks and plenty of water and all that stuff. It's just crazy. Well, I don't understand why delisting is an issue. Relisting, okay, I get it. I get that you do it every day. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, ranted enough on that on my show on Friday. She did have a rant. Brenda says, tell the truth, Ronnie. Patrick did it. It's Patrick's fault. We'll blame it on the Patrick. I had a list of things I wanted to talk about today, and for some reason, I can't find that list. Patrick's face did it in your face. I did do something that I haven't done in almost 5 years. I did wedding planning, which I haven't done in so long, since I retired. And there's a piece of me that misses it from time to time, as you will, something that you're used to doing all the time. So I have a friend's daughter who's getting married, and they are all over the place. The catering hasn't been ordered, and they don't realize that they're in the middle of a really high demand wedding month. They're like, oh, we're in October. I'm like, that's one of the top wedding months of the year. You have no idea what you're pushing at. You have got to get a photographer. You've got to get the caterer. You've got to get this all set up. And it's like an outdoor wedding. And, I'm like, what's your backup plan? And they're like, what's a backup plan? And I'm like, oh God, okay. So I went through and I had like a 3-page wedding checklist, and I'm like, okay, who's doing this? What's doing this? I understand that you want, because it's not the vision. The vision's easy. The vision is the easy part. It's kind of like sourcing. Sourcing is the easy part, right? That's the fun part. The thing is that somebody's got to get behind the scenes and go, okay, what's the nuts and bolts? Who is opening those doors? Who is delivering the ice? When are they delivering the ice? Where you put it when they deliver it? Do you put it right in the thing, or do you put it on? Who's bartending? How long are they bartending? Did you contract with them? Are they allowed to have a tip jar? It's all the little bitty details that go into a wedding, all the minutia, all the gears that are grinding. The beautiful Disney ride over here. You got to have a machine running it. So it's and my job is to herd the cats. And I don't want to say job, but it's a favor that I'm doing for a friend. But herding cats was kind of my specialty. I was good at it. And I missed being, that naturally sort of, when you're naturally sort of good at something and I kind of missed it. So, and I was good at it because I was good at it because I was trained to be good at it by the best. I was trained by very, very good people to do what I did. So it wasn't like I was just born, I was trained. But yeah, Brenda, weddings are like herding cats, and the mom goes in one direction and she's got her whole blown up vision, and the bride goes in sometimes in a different direction, and then the mother of the groom, and then you have the maid of honor and the best man and all of that stuff. And there's a lot. There's a lot that goes into it. I loved it, every minute of it. I really did. I really did. I don't even like planning a birthday party. No way I could do a wedding. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. Yes, I was really herding cats. I really was. And I loved every minute of it. I created an event order for them. It had everything outlined. It had a schedule of events, a timeline, the whole 9 yards. Our machinist, Kevin, he's social engine, party master, music enigma. Yes. Because there's got to be one. I'll stick with organizing, study abroad, travel. Girl, really? You would pick that over organizing a wedding? No way, Jose. I would just, I don't want to deal with foreign and not like foreign non-English speaking. Most Germans do speak English as well, but it would be dealing with like foreign passport policies and what's required to go in and out of the country, and what's required to become a host family and all this. That would drive me crazy. All of that international stuff, it scared me to death. People get too crazy with weddings. Sounds like my personal hell. It's a very sentimental sale. I can say that. It's a very sentimental sale. Luckily, again, I'm doing it for free, so, no pressure. I went to Vegas for mine. See, you're a smart girl. It's a lot less expensive in Vegas, I can tell you that. Even though a Vegas wedding it will still cost you. Nothing's free in Vegas. But yeah. It helps to work with partners. Yeah. Well, and in my case, I do have partners. I have the bride, I have the parents, I have all of that. I just have to sort of get everybody out of their heads and out of the, beautiful, explosive visions that they have, and actually go, okay, it's great that you want fairy lights, but who's going to turn them on? Where does the power come from? Does this venue have a power source, or do we need a generator, or you know what I mean? Just like stuff that people don't think of, because nobody wants to think about the practical crap behind the scenes. And unfortunately, you have to have that in order to have the vision. So then we just had a big party at my house after we got home. That sounds like a heck of a wedding. I love that. We eloped, and that was stressful enough, even though we did minimal stuff. Yeah, even the smallest wedding, there's a little stress that goes into it. Love a good fairy light. Do we not all? We did Justice of the Peace for ours. That's not a bad idea. I mean, honestly, it's not. And sometimes people get so wrapped up in the wedding that they forget about the marriage. They forget about what the important thing is. So it's, again, part of my job is to bring it all back home and go, look, okay, your flowers may or may not show up on the wedding day. It may rain. It may, there may be hail. There could be, there's so much. It was me and the groom and my best friend and her hubby. We just had to pay for the licenses, just whatever the chapel charged. I don't think it was much. Yeah, it just depends. There we go. Love you. Birthday comment set me off. Oh my God. I'm so sorry, honey. Mwah. Much, much love to you. Many, many hugs. Just know that I'm sending you love and light, and I hope that you're okay. Please practice some self-care. I don't care about all that wedding crap. Yeah, some people don't. Yeah, we do love you, buddy. It's a waste of money. And in some instances it is, you know. So everybody's sending prayers and love your way, Michael. And please give Kevin a big hug for us as well. Agreed, Jennifer. So is a pricey ring, in my opinion, just use as a down payment for your home. Yeah. Yeah, it really depends. Like I had a here's the funny thing. I had a church wedding with 200 people. And because I was raised evangelical, and in a strict evangelical, you don't drink, you don't dance, you don't do any of that. But they did have a reception in the church basement. And we had lasagna and ham because that's what you do in the Midwest. In the church basement, my overall wedding, including my dress and my flowers and everything. My brother and my sister sang. The guy who played the piano was the same guy. No, actually, he was a different guy. And then our pastor that I grew up with married us. And so we ended up spending a total of $950 on my wedding. Yeah, church ladies hooked us up. And like my mom's best friend did the cake, and there was so much. So $950 for our wedding, which was not a bad deal. I got my wedding dress for like $125 at Dillard's. So there was it was, then again, I'm probably going to drop a few $100 of renting a VR experience venue for my kid's birthday this year. So there's that. Yeah. I got a flawed diamond in my engagement ring, and I got our wedding rings from Kmart or Walmart. That's, you know what? That's perfectly acceptable. I need to sell or donate my wedding dress. Probably donate. I mean, I don't know. Put it out there to sell. Call it vintage. It is vintage now. Just cheap ones. See this ring? This ring. I had to. My husband and I had to both pry it off of this finger. This ring, my youngest son got me when on Mother's Day when I was, gosh, he was 7, and my mom took him to Kmart, and he picked me a ring with his own money from behind the glass. He was very, very proud. And it came in like a little hinged ring box and stuff. Now, I know that the ring itself is sterling, and I know that because I've been wearing it in water and everything for, I don't know, 17, 18 years, 18, 19 years, 19 years. So I know that there's a little piece of glass that used to be, a lab created sapphire would be my very best guess. He just knew that my favorite color was blue, and so he got me a blue stone. But I've outgrown it, so I have to get it expanded. But that's a Kmart ring, and that's lasted how long? Almost 2 decades. That's a Kmart ring. So I have to take it to a jeweler, get it upsized, because I did promise him that I would never take it off. So I'm getting it upsized, and I think I'm going to have the stone replaced with the blue topaz, which I like. Now I do spend that in the slot machine sometimes. Yes, my wedding dress was from Fashion Bug. Girl, yes. Ours came from eBay. Yep. I was from some cheap Chinese site. Then I had to alter, which cost as much as the dress, but still under $500. Yeah. Yeah, I'm now divorced too, so it was all a waste of money anyway. I don't know if any human experience really a waste of money or time, or is it just one of those things where we're in this life to learn lessons. It's pretty. You couldn't tell at all. Even the seamstress said the quality wasn't too bad. Nice. I'm glad I didn't spend more. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't spend more too, because I don't want, what I don't want is for people to start out their new lives together, with false expectations, or with it's like, yay, my happy Princess Day, and you're like, okay, but you do realize that the rest of your life is not going to be about you, especially if you have kids. Randy, good morning. I thought there was no more brunch, or I would have been here earlier. Mwah, that's my fault. That's my fault for 2 weeks in a row. Your dress isn't vintage yet. It will be. Just call it vintage anyway. Mine is vintage now. So is mine. It's vintage 90s, I guess. My only wedding dress I had made, it was exactly what I wanted and only cost $100. Nice. Nice. Yeah, mine cost $125 at Dillard's. We just got it off the rack, and it wasn't anything fancy. It was an pure waist, short sleeve white with lace on top, and then sheer, not sheer, but like plain on bottom. But I was carrying. My husband and I were already engaged, and I just happened to get a little knocked up along the way. So yeah, so we just moved the wedding date and did it as cheaply as possible. Speaking of donating, I got to jet and donate a bunch of stuff I cleared out of my kid's room before he gets home. Oh yeah. Yeah, don't let him see, because then he'll be like, no, I play with that. And of course, it's probably something that he hasn't played with in like 2 years. That's what they do. They get possessive about their toys as soon as they know that they're going out the door. And these are usually toys. Some of the toys are still in the boxes. My grandkids were like that. I had to throw away toys behind their backs, and they had no idea that those toys even existed anymore. It was so funny. And I didn't throw them away. I donated them. Yeah, it's kind of weird. So what did everybody have for breakfast this morning? Did anybody eat breakfast? I'm giving them the option to look over some of it, but I pre-cleared out. Yes. Make him think he's making the big choices. Yep. You had a cup of hot chocolate for breakfast? Jennifer, I just, when I wake up, that's what I want is coffee, ice water, cigarette, and then a couple of hours later, that's when I eat breakfast, which is not good. You're supposed to eat breakfast right at the beginning, but I just can't wake up and eat right away. That's how I am when I try to get rid of some of my own stuff, but I might need that. Yeah. Ashley, me too. I'm like, well, I might wear it with a thing. And I'm knowing that it's been sitting in my closet for 2 years. I haven't worn it for anything. Cereal with blueberries. Oh, okay, Miss Healthy. All right. I do love a good blueberry moment. Haven't had any because I just woke up. Hubby had fried taters and onions and Polish sausage in it. Wow. That sounds actually quite good. You had Bush's beans with an onion in it, Brenda, for breakfast? You know what? That's so British of you. You could have had some toast, and then you'd have beans on toast. Liv, good morning, precious. How are you? Liv, what'd you have for breakfast this morning? Had apples and peanut butter and Greek yogurt. Oh my God, I love apples and peanut butter together, and I haven't had it in forever, since the kids were little. But yeah, that sounds good. And Greek yogurt. Got up at 9, just had the hot chocolate, had lots of smokes first. Yeah, me too. It's not a good habit. Don't do this, kids. He had a fried egg to go on top. That sounds delicious. That sounds delicious. It usually takes me a couple of hours before I get hungry, and then I'm like ravenous. They were canned that way? Oh, they were canned with the onions in them. I get it. So not fresh onions. Still sounds good. I do love Bush's baked beans. I haven't eaten anything yet, but I'm super hungry and barely have any food here. Desperately need to go grocery shopping. Yes, honey. What's that? Have you guys heard of that pantry challenge? thing. Okay, there is a hold on. I will be good with my cup of coffee. Yeah, gonna make a batch of burgers and grill outside today. Oh, I love barbecued burgers. They're my favorite type of burgers. Ronnie, have a great day. I will see you later. I'll catch up with you later. Getting ready to try and quit smoking. They just upped my $6 a pack to $7.70. My God. My God. Yeah, I smoke these like cheapo cigarettes now. They taste the same. Hubby won't love me later. You're going to be all oniony. I have a feeling he'll still love you. Yeah, Ashley, we're all I'm with you. We're all going over to Brenda's house for some barbecue, for some grilled burgers. Okay, so there's this pantry challenge. Hey, Regina. Mwah. Good morning, Regina. Hello, baby girl. There's this pantry challenge where people are they're like, okay, let me see how long I can go without going grocery shopping, without buying any new groceries, just eating what's in my kitchen pantry. And I thought, that sounds sucky. I'm not doing that. But it's fun to have watched other people get really, really creative. They're like, well, I have one box of mac and cheese and some cream puffs, so I'm going to make cream puff mac and cheese. Not exactly that, but you get the idea. It's been like really, really cool. And you have hickory bark to use. Oh, that's a cookout, girl. Yes. Did I see? There she is. Good morning, Susie Dragonfly. Oh, I was just bragging about the jewelry that I'm bringing to Mark and Mike's tonight. I'll be on Mark and Mike's, and about the third round, I'll be doing jewelry jars. And I'm bringing stuff that I've never brought to jewelry jars before. I'm bringing stuff that you don't normally see resellers bring to jewelry jars. Well, at least a couple of the things. So hopefully that's something that you'll be interested in. I also have some Coach products. So just FYI. Regina. Now, what happened to Wee Genie? Is that you are the same Regina as Wee Genie, right? Red Arrow Resell. Say that 5 times fast. That's a tongue twister. I'm not cooking out. It's Randy, that is. Oh, well, we're still going to your house to watch Randy cook out. No, I'm joking. We're going to Randy's house. I actually enough food to last a year in my can jars and pantry. Dang. Well, then we're not going to do that with you. You are not the guy for the pantry challenge. We don't want to empty you out. I like the idea, but my fridge is pretty much empty right now. Yeah. Yeah, it's time to get creative. Sometimes you got to make pancakes and just flour water pancakes. You never know. You never know. Oh, good. I'm glad you'll be there, Susie. I think you'll like it. There's some cool stuff. I know it's so hard to quit that habit, but I have faith that you can do it. Thank you. Okay, good. You did change your YouTube. Okay, good. You did change your YouTube name. I'm having trouble talking, Regina. I am so sorry. Okay. Red Arrow Reseller is Regina. Awesome. Yes, I was Wee Genie. Okay. That clarifies it for me. Thank you so much. And I apologize for, I should have known. And sometimes I get kind of self-involved in the chats and don't pay as much attention as I should if I'm in like somebody else's chat. I have to get my nails done today. I'm showing jewelry. I have to get these nails done. They're disgusting. One is missing entirely. Most of them are chipped. Yeah. I've been going through a lot of laundry and stuff this week. I already have the patches to try. I just haven't put them on yet. My advice, when I was a young, stupid girl, I did the nicotine patches, and then I was taking diet pills at the same time so I wouldn't put on weight. I ended up in the ER thinking I had a heart attack at the age of like 22. It was dumb. I actually got a turkey out of the freezer. Cut up, baked, made turkey, tetrazzini, soup, and sandwiches. Used omelet with meat for a week. Yeah. Wow. And you probably got that turkey when turkey was, when there was a good thing. Pantry challenge. I do that whenever I'm too lazy to food shop. Tuna, peanut butter, chickpeas, but not all together. Yeah. When I'm too lazy to go shopping, I just, I don't take pills anymore. I'm good. Good for you. Good for you. Oh my goodness. When I was yeah, there are times when I'm just, I'm between grocery runs and I'm like, okay, tonight we're having grilled cheese and canned tomato soup or something. Oh. It was free at Christmas. Okay. Well, you know what's better than cheap food is free food. Hell yeah. Hello, Patrick Murphy. Mwah. Good morning, my brother from another mother. You missed Veronica talking about something about your face. I forget what she said. It was just something like, well, it's his face. And I'm like, okay, it's the same thing that we always joke around about. But good morning, Patrick Murphy, and good morning to your face. The last time I had the patch, I was still smoking just as much. Oh my God. Grilled cheese and canned tomato soup is comforting. Yeah, I like it. I'll eat a grilled cheese. I ain't scared. I'll eat the struggle meals. I'm not that fancy, guys. I can make my own bread. Only thing I need to buy is eggs. Wow. My husband and I just got 18 farm fresh eggs. And when I say farm fresh, I mean like from a guy that he works with that actually has a farm and some chickens. So we just got like real chicken eggs. Not that store-bought eggs aren't real chicken eggs, but these are fresher and they're brown. So yeah, I'm gonna use those, and we're gonna have deviled eggs, probably some egg salad. I've been craving egg salad this week, and of course, just fried, scrambled, whatever. Yeah, we talk about food, and Patrick appears. Isn't that magical? How that happens? The 6-1 Jennifer. Yeah. It's a tough habit to break. It's a tough habit to break. I've been getting free range eggs, only $3.35 a dozen for large. Wow, Randy, do you have like a farmer's market or like a somebody who's got a roadside stand or a friend who has like chickens or something? I've been wanting to make bread recently. I don't know why, because I've never in my life made bread. Jennifer, there is a recipe online for the easiest bread. Literally, just Google the easiest bread ever to make, and it will show you. Yeah. Hope at our local grocery. Nice. So I made this easy bread, and it was actually easier than even like sourdough bread, which takes sourdough bread, I think, takes a little longer than people think it does. You have to wait for the sourdough to start bubbling, and then you have to keep an eye on it so it doesn't blow the lid off your thing. But in the end, my daughter-in-law made sourdough bread. It looked like it turned out beautifully. There's a thin bread you can make in your frying pan. Oh, nice. So like a focaccia sort of thing. I don't know. I was just watching a movie. I think it's called A Nice Indian Boy. And the guy is at a party, and somebody comes out with focaccia. And turns out there was some Mary Jane in that focaccia. And he ate like 4 pieces because he loves bread. Anyway, it was funny. My mom made it a few times when we were kids. I just remember it being so good, and I've been thinking about it so much recently. Yeah, homemade bread. There's nothing like it. I remember when my dad would make beans, he would also make homemade bread, and those were struggle meals, right? And the beans cost what, like $1 for like a big thing back then. So you could eat beans like 3 or 4 times in a week, which sometimes we did. And but he would make homemade bread to go with it, and you would just slather the bread with butter and just giant hunks of homemade bread. I mean, you would make like a loaf like this long, and just giant hunks of homemade bread, and they were so good, and you could smell it when you walked into the house. You could smell that bread. Fry bread. Oh, fry bread is so good. Yes. I've been watching too many shorts. Similar, but fry bread isn't fry bread cooked in oil. Yeah, fry bread is cooked in oil. Mentioned baking bread, I think of I Love Lucy. Ashley, that's funny. I remember that one. That was a funny episode. Similar, but isn't fried. Yeah, fry bread is cooked in oil. Yeah, it's good. It's kind of like I don't even know how to describe it. I don't even know how to describe it, but I've had some of that. I do use a bread maker, but don't buy mix, but I can make it from scratch by hand if needed. That's good. That's a useful thing to have. And that's the thing too. I noticed that people are more and more starting to try and rely on themselves for a lot of what they were sort of, as an American society, we're sort of trying to, it seems like we're trying to get away from instant foods and trying to make our own. Isn't fried bread like a Native American bread? Yes, it very much is. Yeah. It very much is. I have a friend who is half Native American, and her mom made the best fry bread. I would spend the night at her house, and she would get, I mean, her mom would just put her foot in it. When I first got married in 74, I made 2 loaves of fresh bread every week. Wow, that's a lot of work. Many cultures have flatbread. That's true. Naan is another one of my favorites. I love Indian food. Love it. Yeah. Yeah, making bread is a skill. It's not difficult, but you have to master the like the temperature that you're dissolving the yeast at. You have to get an eye for, it's like anything else. You just sort of learn as you go, because there are things that recipes will teach you and things that recipes can't teach you. There are some things that recipes you follow, no matter how closely you follow the recipe, it's not exactly what you thought it was going to be. So you just make little adjustments as you go. But yeah, I love homemade bread. I'm actually kind of drooling right now. There's just something about it. And I would smell it coming in the house, and oh, it was so good. Sometimes I will make semi-homemade bread. So I'll get like the frozen loaves, which are not that expensive, and just let them, defrost and then rise, and then punch them down and let them rise again, and then bake them. And they are quite good. Not quite as good as real homemade bread, but they're on the cusp. I like making my own bread. I just don't have the time anymore. Yeah. You have to sort of pay attention to it, right? You have to, Regina, you have to sort of, you actually do have to pay attention to it. Almost grabbed a pack of those last time I was in the store. Okay. Pro tip. Right before you bake it, melt some butter or margarine in a bowl in the microwave for like 30 seconds, just so that it's melty enough to brush on top. And I would I would add a little bit, like a tablespoon of sugar in there, and mix it in. And then you can put it on top before it bakes, or you can put it on top after it bakes. But it almost gives it like that sort of, that little bit of extra sweet and salty thing on top. That is so good. I mean, to me, it is anyway. When my sister used to make yeast rolls, she would make the yeast rolls, and right when they came out of the oven, she would she would have a simple syrup ready with butter, and just brush it very, very lightly, very lightly over everything, but it gave the muffins like a sweet, almost a Hawaiian bread sort of thing. French toast. Yeah, it's kind of like that. No cinnamon. Hubby's grandma only cooked on a wood stove, so she made bread that way all her life. Wow. Making bread on a wood stove. That's a next level skill. That's a Dutch oven thing. Now I'm thinking of adding vanilla to that. Ooh, okay, yes. I am making homemade bread, vanilla, and I've got. It's weird that all 3 bottles were made within 2 days of each other, and it's weird that I have one bottle that is super dark brown. I have one bottle that is sort of an amber color, and then I have another bottle that's a little bit of a darker amber color, but it's not brown. And they're all 3. Well, the first 2 are made with vodka, and then the third one was made with a mix of half vodka, half spiced rum. Yeah, you can make vanilla. You take the vanilla beans. Hold on, be right back. It's literally on the bar. Here, this one I used my Fascist Tears vodka. So this is the lightest one of the 3. And see those vanilla beans in there? And I split them open down the middle and then put them in the infusion of vodka. And it by the time I'm ready to get these given away for Christmas, it will be dark brown. Now, my son came in and took a drink of it last night just to see, and I'm like, you're an idiot. But he liked it. He was like, hey, vanilla vodka. And I'm like, yeah, that's vanilla extract. Yeah, so I'm going to be I should say I'm going to be decanting those and repackaging them for Christmas. Vanilla extract. Now I have one mason jar that is ginormous, and that is the mixture of Captain Morgan spiced rum and Tito's. And this thing is huge. It's like the biggest mason jar ever. And that one is turning. That one's the lightest one. That one's turning. That one's about 2 shades darker than that one. And then I have one that has so all vanilla. True vanilla extract usually has alcohol. Yes. Vanilla. Pure vanilla extract has alcohol. The vanilla flavor that is not an extract, where it's like the fake vanilla flavor, I guess. The cheaper one, it doesn't have alcohol in it usually. Yeah, the alcohol does cook out, and consider that when you're using vanilla, you use what, like a teaspoon, maybe a tablespoon even. It cooks right out. Yeah. You sound like an alcohol chemist. I am. It was something that I saw online, and I was like, what a wonderful gift to give somebody, something that's homemade, something that everybody uses. So I thought I would give those out at the beginning of baking season. Basically, for family, they're getting theirs like 2 weeks before Thanksgiving because they'll be using them. Yeah, interesting, the things you learn after being alive for 54 years. Yeah, I go down these rabbit holes on YouTube and I'm like, wow. Now, the ones that I avoid are the people who do like the projects in their houses. And they're like, oh, I'm taking this shiplap and turning my old basement into, I don't know, a day spa. I mean, it's ridiculous. Some of this stuff and they're like out there and they're sanding and they're wood gluing and they're refinishing things. And I hate that stuff. I'm sorry. I hate that stuff. It's just not my thing. Not my thing. So I am not taking home a mid-century modern, dresser and redoing it. I'm not doing that. There's no way. I'm not that girl. If you want to get out and do it, God bless you. And I will probably buy that sort of thing from somebody, but I will not do it. I just can't. It's just not my thing. Not that fond of tools. I'm still using vanilla my mother bought in Colombia some 30 years ago. Yeah, you get the big vanillas, and yeah, kind of like listings too. Hey, hello, Georgie Polgy. How are you, my doll? I hope you're doing great. It's funny to see you have fifths of vanilla extract. I really do. I've got, like I said, I've got this one, and then I've got this one was all Fascist Tears vodka. And then I've got two more that were, I've got one that was all Tito's. That's the one that's the darkest. And then I've got one that's mix. Heck, thanks. What I walked to is I need to stockpile vanilla extract from parties for my drunken friends. My son actually took a sip of the vodka and pronounced it good. Now, after you've done all of that, you obviously, once you've done the vanilla extract, you have to strain it because you don't want like hunks of vanilla, bean and the middle part that you scrape out. You don't want that. You don't want hunks of vanilla in there. Little Debbie, hi, how you doing, girlfriend? You're burping already? Yeah, so I'm making vanilla extract. I thought it was a cheap, easy way to enhance my Christmas gifts, and I'll be sending some of that out. Smoochies back at you, smoochies. So again, I'll be on the Two Old Guys Vintage today. I'll be on Ella's auction on Thursday for a few hours. And then this coming Thursday night is the 3rd annual Pride auction. Please be there. Please come and support your LGBTQ plus community. Old Smoky Moonshine. You know what? I bet you could make vanilla out of moonshine too. You can make it out of any liquor, really. From what I understand, whiskey is the least easily overpowered liquor. So it's really hard to overpower the liquor with the vanilla beans, even if you have it in there for 6 months. So that's why. But doesn't hurt to throw. I mean, if you're drinking it, it doesn't hurt to throw a vanilla bean in there if you like that. From the Westie, little bestie from the Westie. I love it. Old Smoky Moonshine. We got Michael, I have we get, let's just say it's less than legal moonshine from a friend of ours, and it goes down like water. I've never drank anything so smooth, and it's frightening that it's that smooth. Jennifer, thank you so much for dropping this link for the 3rd annual Classy Crap Pride auction, which is, again, this coming Thursday at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern, 5 o'clock Mountain, 4 o'clock Pacific. And if you are in the UK, it is at midnight. So if you're a night owl in the UK, George, no, I'm joking. If you're a night owl in the UK, come show some support for your LGBTQ plus community. We really we could use all the support. Well, when I say we, I mean, obviously they, but yeah. Best using an alcohol that doesn't already have a flavor of vodka is best. Vodka is good. And I thought, the Captain Morgan's, because it's a spiced rum, I thought that would be very, very good for baking. So I'm excited to try that. Rhymes, I have no idea if she's actually in the West or to the west of me. Debbie said it's a thinker. Oh, Brenda said, I double dog dare you. Today, Two Old Guys, come see Glamz. I'll be selling, and Johnny will be selling. We'll be their guests. Sean's mom makes a backyard apple pie moonshine that is smooth as water, but it'll knock you on your butt after two. Yes, that's the thing. You sip on a little bit of moonshine, and the next thing you know, and you're like, oh yeah, it's good. It's on the rocks. That's all. And the next thing you know, you've had 2 or 3 and you're ready to just fall on your face. And it's wonderful. In my personal opinion, not encouraging drinking if you're listening YouTube. Rum has been used, but the clear version. Yeah, I was excited about the idea of the like I said, of the spiced rum with the vanilla. I think it's actually going to be quite good, but I will let you know. It could be quite good, and it could suck. See, George, I'm making my own vanilla. There's vanilla beans. They're like suspended in the vodka, and then you scrape out the thing. You scrape out the vanilla bean and also let that the inside of the vanilla bean. Hey, don't do shots of moonshine. Yeah, it is a sip and tea. Yeah. Defend the Hustle is tonight, so go check out Tommy and the gang. Often is well over 100 proof. Yeah, I think this vodka was 80 proof, but the other vodka, the Tito's, was a little higher. Debbie, I'm reminding you so you can remind me. Oh, that's going to be just a reminder circle. I left the beans in it. Yeah, I think it's good to leave the beans in it. Yeah, Regina, it adds to the color, it adds to the flavor, because there is flavor in the beans as well as in the interior of the bean. And I split all the beans down the middle and then scraped them out. Randy, I can put back a whole mason jar in an evening. Michael, you are a tall man, and you must have like a really, really good liver processing situation. But yeah, a whole mason jar is a lot. Ooh, that's a lot. Right now we have apple pie. We did have peach, but that was they took, we had 2.5 jars, and my husband took 2 jars to some social occasion, some party bus or something, and it was gone. It was gone. So speaking of moonshine, oh, okay, it's distilled to a much higher proof than most folks are used to. Yes, you're right, Randy. Yeah, it's a nice. The weird thing is though that the you can tell the difference between the store-bought moonshine and the backwoods moonshine. The backwoods moonshine tends to be a little smoother. And yes, it is alcohol poisoning in a jar. Yep. Half a pint jar is a bunch. Yeah. No wonder he's angry. Yeah, he took it on apart. Now we're talking about moonshine that's been passed around between like 20 dudes or something. So, but yeah, they were all lit. I mean, they were just lit. 2 mason jars of moonshine. And, ooh. Apple pie, hot cinnamon, or wild cherry. Oh, I love apple pie and hot cinnamon. I have not tried wild cherry. Yeah. I had real moonshine. It almost killed me taking a shot. Ooh, yeah, you don't shoot it, you sip it. I sip it. I like it on the rocks. In the 60s, we had a friend who took regular rum and distilled it further to over 100 proof. Yeah, okay. I hear you. Hey, thrifter of primitive, vintage, and more. Hello, thrifter. Hello, Lena. How are you doing, sugar? It's good to see you. I'm having trouble talking this morning, which is why I'm like, hashtag thrifter of primitive, vintage, and more. I'm trying to spell everything out, Miss Lena, and sometimes it works for me. Sometimes, I trip over my own tongue. But I am glad to see you here. Thank you so much for being here. We were just talking about moonshine. Yeah. And I'm distilling my own vanilla extract. So, yeah. It's amazing that only 20% can make a huge difference. Yes, 20% proof, it can make a big difference. Ask anybody who's ever had an Everclear hangover. Do you remember Purple Passion? I don't even know if they make that anymore. I come from a moonshine runner family. It's in our blood. Bondurant Brothers Distillery in Franklin, Virginia. Wow. Okay. Okay, Michael. My dad a long time ago ran moonshine. Isn't that how they ended up with NASCAR, right? The Shine Runners, The Shine Runners would be like, they were like building like faster and faster cars, and then they started racing them. Yeah. I thought Purple Passion is homemade in a big cooler. Um, Purple Passion was actually created by, well, and maybe they used that as inspiration. But Everclear actually had their own version of Purple Passion, and it was basically, it was like purple Kool-Aid and Everclear, and you couldn't taste the Everclear, and that was scary. Formerly Red Road Glamz, in case you're confused. I'm getting it. Yeah, I'm getting it. I get when anybody changes their names. It takes me a little bit to pick up on things, but I get there. I get there. It's what the movie Lawless is based on. That's my great uncle's. Bob Bondurant was also a NASCAR driver. Wow. Wow. You got a fast car. That is awesome. Now I have got to go get ready because I still have jewelry sprung across my dining room table that has to go into bags, and I have to choose which one's going into which bag. But I've got a lot. I got a lot, so I'm bringing it. We used to spike oranges and watermelons with Everclear. Yes, I remember that. We used to have watermelon, Everclear watermelons. Yeah. Parties at Craig's. Craig's house. So I just want to thank everybody for being here this Sunday. And there's not a whole lot going on. But again, please don't forget the Pride auction on Thursday. We do have giveaways. And I will send a giveaway across the pond if you win one and you are in Great Britain. So yeah, I hope Fiona didn't get into it too. I don't think she can reach that far yet. My naughty cat steals the sparkly jewelry off my oh my gosh. Yeah, I hope that Fiona doesn't get big enough to actually steal it off the table. So to everybody, thank you so much for being here with me this morning. And I look forward to hopefully seeing you this afternoon at the Two Old Guys Vintage and Resell. Again, it's 3:00 Central Time. So that would be 4 Eastern, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah. 2:00 Mountain and 1:00 Pacific. And in the meantime, please don't ever forget, I am your Glammaz, and I do love you. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye, guys.